Welcome to Health Pod, your self-development hub
on mental health, psychology, and spirituality. What is this programming that is keeping us away from attaining our goal?
What were you taught about money, and what did you see around you in your life, and what did that tell you about money?
That was creating a lot of guilt within me and a lot of resentment towards money.
I can do anything, but at the same time, there was an underlying lack mentality.
Money at some point is gonna run out.
Let's manifest, let's bring in. Welcome back to another episode on Health Pod. I'm Hélène, I'm an empowerment and embodiment coach, and today we're talking about the power of manifestation, how you can bring more abundance into your life, and what the VPCC method is that will help you dramatically achieve exactly what you want and have more of the life that you desire. Let's watch the episode. Shall we do this?
Yes, let's go. Okay, manifesting.
Let's manifest. Let's bring in.
Let's bring in more love and then more abundance, more money in our life.
Of everything that we deserve to have on this planet.
Yes. So we have a fantastic topic today, manifesting. And before we start manifesting, we need to start having a belief. And we need to get over our programming, our negative mindset that is keeping us away from our goal. And I'm going to give a tangible example in which, if let's say I want to have a committed relationship with someone, but I believe that every woman is a whore, I will only get whores.
Yes.
Or I will only get women that are unfaithful. If I believe that money is evil,
yes,
and I want to attract more money in my life, and that the only way that I can make money is by being conniving and deceiving,
yes,
then I might never get money. So what is this programming that is keeping us away from attaining our goal? From where does this programming come from?
Where does this programming come from? So this programming comes from our upbringing, what society has also made us believe, what we choose to watch, how we are feeding our brains constantly with ideas that have been passed down from generations, and disassociating ourselves with what it is that we truly feel is aligned with us.
With our vision, with our goals.
With our visions, with our goals, with what it is that we want to manifest. Touching upon programming, you and I were raised in very different households.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. I had the opportunity to be raised in a family that we had pretty much everything. We didn't have lack in our lives. We didn't have lack in our lives. Like, I went to a really good school. We had everything and anything we wanted without being spoiled, maybe a little bit spoiled. But money wasn't really an issue. It wasn't an issue. But because my father was in the war in 1974 in Cyprus, so they are
refugees.
They're refugees. Then naturally, there was this underlying belief within our family that things would get taken away from us.
Yeah.
That we need to have more. It's never enough. So there was this lack mentality of, although we were rich, the belief there wasn't substantial enough. So therefore, even the actions that were taken within the family were influencing me as a child. However, I was taught that I can have anything I set my mind to. So I was raised with the belief that I can do anything and I can be anything that I want. But at the same time, there was an underlying lack mentality.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I hear you, what you say. For me, there was a lot of shame around money and guilt. So whenever, let's say, I had a need or a want in which I would go and buy a toy as a kid, I would always receive an answer in the way that, no, this is too expensive. Now, what I was hearing though, subconsciously, you're not enough. You're not worthy
of this.
Worthy to have this toy as a child. Is not that we ever had financial problems, never. But in the way that our family used to operate was a lot of action and a lot of saving. In a way that
very hardworking,
that
many
action
hours of work
will bring you money. That this action though might take away things from your life that you love, like your family, spending time with your family. You need to make sacrifices to make money. Mm-hmm. And there was this compulsive saving mentality in which money at some point is gonna run out, and you always need to be working and calculated. Yeah. So
your parents were also refugees.
Yes. So also my parents were refugees, both of them, and they've done great, fantastically. I'm very grateful to them. But their programming became also my programming, because whenever I wanted to buy clothes or go to a fancy restaurant, I used to hear a voice in my head, oh, they're kids in Africa, they're hungry. How could you do this? You have everything, but yet you're spending so irrationally. And that was creating a lot of guilt within me and a lot of resentment towards money, because I felt like money is going to run out. Mm-hmm. So I need to save. Mm-hmm. I need to constantly be in movement and action to acquire more money, instead of finding ways to multiply wealth, instead of finding ways of investing, instead of saying, take a risk. This could give you something more. Mm. I'm grateful to you for this aspect, because you keep validating that, Steph, we have enough money. We can go to eat at this restaurant. But until that mentality changed, it took me some time to get rid of the resentment. And you top that up with what I spend come back to me in tenfold. Mm-hmm. Like, and also with bills.
Yeah, I like that.
Be grateful.
Be grateful that you have a house, that you have bills that you have to pay, instead of being resentful towards the bills, because everything is energy. And the more you keep forgetting that energy, then you keep you keep misaligning yourself. And I always think of us as, you would envision like this barometer of you, me, aiming to be in this middle, this 0 point where I am thrown a bill, for example. So I have a choice to either think of it in a way that favors me, mm-hmm. or I have a choice to think of it in a way that disempowers me.
Exactly.
And there is always that choice with everything that you do. Now, the way that you choose to view the aspects that are coming to you, the issues that are coming to you, the things that you may see as problems, is what takes you off balance or puts you back on balance, bringing mm-hmm. you back into that center, into your own center.
And exactly, as you said, we always have a choice where our mind and our attention is going to go. Am I going to focus on a lack mindset, or am I going to focus on the abundance that I have in my life?
Because
And
abundance is everywhere.
the abundance is
everywhere. And
it's in the breath that you take in the morning.
The more you choose to see it in all the small things around you, and I know this sounds so cliche, but the more you choose to see it in everything that you do, the more it is attracted to you.
Exactly.
And that is manifestation. That is bringing those feelings, bringing those emotions into the current state that you're in right now in order to be able to match that frequency and have that come to you without you having to go to the manifestation, without you having to go to that vision that you have.
So practicing gratitude, as you said, harnessing the power of your own mind and of your own inner critic, it's potentially the first step to attract more abundance in your life. Because if we all have a goal, if we all want to attract the right partner or more money in our life, if we cannot take a breath and someone is telling us, take that bag of gold, you cannot take that bag of gold. So the first thing in which we need to be grateful about is our own life.
Our own breath.
Our own breath, our own being, the fact that we wake up in the morning and we open our eyes and we smile and we take a breath to strive or to attract more freedom in our life, more goals. Because if at the end of the day, we're abundant as we are, and it's important to be put out there.
Yes, we are abundant
as we are. And if someone tells you right now, I will give you the right partner, I will give you $10 million, but you have 5 years to live. I bet most of the people that are watching us right now are listening. They will choose to not take that bag of gold or the perfect partner and live a long and healthy life. Because ultimately, you want to experience life. It's not the end goal.
No.
It's the effort or the mind game that you will play to liberate yourself so that you might not feel lonely. You might not feel so caged in a 9-to-5 job. You might want to have financial freedom. But until you solve this riddle, you need to be content on where you are today.
Thank you so much for watching this episode. If you'd like to dive deeper into your own personal development and tap into your most authentic self, you can book a one-on-one session with me. You'll be able to find the details in the description here below. I look forward to chatting with you.
So the programming from one part.
Yeah, so first is to acknowledge what kind of programming you have.
So people need to take a piece of paper and write all these negative beliefs that they have about partners or finances.
What were you taught about money? You know, that's the first
question.
Exactly. What were you taught about money? And what did you see around you in your life? What were the examples that you saw around you? And what did that tell you about money? You know, so for example, you can be in a very rich family like I was, but still have a lack mentality. So therefore, with that lack mentality, you are acknowledging that, okay, I have everything, but I have a belief here that doesn't serve me in making more and to constantly keep living in that abundance.
And it's so funny because a lot of the times what we believe is not based on reality.
No, it's not. It's not.
So funny though.
It's so true.
This programming is like it defines the state of our being.
Yeah. It's like our mind is this little evil thing that pops in and goes, hey, I want to sabotage you. And I'm going to make you believe shit that isn't true.
Yes.
And we become that. We believe that many points in our lives.
And we behave like that.
Yeah. And the more you stay in that shit state, because it's a shit state, that's what it is, then the more you become this person that you don't want to be. So you are completely out of alignment with where it is that you wish you could be. And everything around you just ends up being
dull and gray.
dark. And we've been there.
We've been there. And this cycle, for anyone listening or watching, keeps repeating itself.
Until you learn the lesson.
Until you learn the lesson. Until you learn to place your intention in the right way. Unless you... So let's say today, my needs are different from the needs that I had before I had a family. Mm-hmm. Before I had a family, I wanted a job that was gonna give me a lot of money, but it wouldn't give me the flexibility to be with my family. So I was...
That's not what you wanted, though. You wanted a job that was going to give you a lot of money, but you had to make a sacrifice, which was your programming.
Which was my programming.
So therefore, we lived in Saudi Arabia.
Exactly.
Got paid a lot of money, but there was a huge sacrifice. There was a huge bill, emotional bill to pay for the money that we were receiving.
It's like you sign a contract with a higher force or God, and it tells you, okay, I'm going to give you what you want so that you can believe in me, that I exist. And this happens hugely in your life. I'm glad that I've put my intention correctly for you. And this is not something that I've changed my mind after 14 years of being with you. But our intention, it changes. And it's okay. But you need to hack first your own mind to attract what you want. Now, I don't know if you have something else to add on this before I touch upon synchronicities, the power of attraction and the secret. When it comes to the secret or the law of attraction, the first misconception that I want to take out of the mind of people is that you cannot sit and not take any action for things to come to you. Mm-hmm. And by saying that, I'm not saying that you need to strive, you need to hustle all the time, you need to work hard. No, you need to know where you're at, and you need to start opening your mind or your third eye so that you're able to observe what is going on around you that is going to give you what your intention was. So what I mean by saying that is that don't be carried away by life. Be an active participant and an active observer of what goes on around you. Flip those freaking rocks. You have, let's say, a friend of yours. Hey man, come to this date. There's gonna be this girl that she's really attractive and maybe this and that. Or, hey man, come to this meeting, this business meeting. Maybe you will meet this guy that might bring you more clients. And because you have communicated with your friend of your needs, because you have put your intention out there in the universe.
You mean you have told your friend?
You have told your friend
that you are actively looking for a new business opportunity.
You expose your vulnerability. You've exposed what you want, what is your intention. Mm-hmm. Then the universe, as they say, conspires to bring to you what you need. And this is eventually what happens, but it's not always, you don't always have to take an action. And we will come to that at a later phase where we're going to give some tangible examples of our life. Mm-hmm. So synchronicities, and I'm finishing by saying that because I'm speaking too much. Carl Jung.
You're not speaking too much, it's a podcast.
Carl Jung said the following: synchronicities are completely different from coincidences, because a coincidence is like meeting with a random friend from school while you're walking on the street. Synchronicity is when you become an active observer of what goes on around you, having in mind your goal. So my compass is facing the north. Mm-hmm. Anything that goes on around me is to take me towards my North Star. So I'm observing, is this friend that I've met on the street aligned with my North and my life mission? I examine. I always have my intention in mind. And that is when a coincidence becomes a synchronicity.
I thought you said coincidence are not the same as synchronicities.
Yes. So
so I understand what you mean.
So
okay.
If you're not an active observer,
then you don't have the ability to be able to notice and receive that what is coming to you is actually aligned with your intention.
Exactly.
Okay. So that brings us to another really important point. Having a very, very clear vision.
Yes.
Of where you are going, what it is you want to achieve, and being able to acknowledge what is my own personal vision, what is my own personal passion. Why do I have this desire to manifest this? Not what you've been taught by generations before you, not by what your mom wanted you to do, not having social media tell you, okay, this is the goal. Money is the goal. A Lamborghini is the goal. Yeah. It's who are you and what is it that you want to materialize and bring to life in this world? Because our body knows when you are in full alignment with what it is that you want to manifest in your life. And if you are believing a specific thing about life, yeah, and where you want to go isn't aligned with how you want to get there, then you are losing that compass. You are missing out on that alignment. But when your body and mind are in alignment with your heart, then you have direction. And then everything flows to you. Everything opens up to you in a much more effortless way. Because you've sat down and you've seen where you want to go. You have a very clear vision. You have a clear direction and intention. You have that compass guiding you. You are true to yourself, because if your vision isn't aligned with what it is I truly want as Hélène, then my inner compass, my body, my temple is almost rejecting what I'm working towards.
Yes. So how do you suggest that people can keep realigning themselves with their intention, their goal, and keep remembering where they're heading? Because life is a compass. Your goal is facing it a specific way, but there are a lot of things that could misalign you from your target goal. It could be addiction, pornography, spending time with the wrong friends,
working in the wrong job, having
drama with your family,
toxicity around you,
health issues, whatever. How can someone stay aligned?
More practices.
With practices.
And these practices, personally, how I and we have manifested things in our lives, there are, I would say, 3 specific practices. First one is coding. So coding our reality.
Yes.
The second one, we can expand on these. The second one is praying. And with prayer comes huge trust and belief in where you're going. And the third practice is, I would say, really having a vision. That's the third most important.
Having a vision, yes.
Third most important
I would start with
practice.
that, I think.
What does it mean to have a vision? And how people can have a clear vision.
Yes.
Tapping into what it is you truly desire, as I previously mentioned, and understanding who do I want to be in this world and how do I want to show up and how that aligns with your vision. So for example, if I want to manifest something because I've seen it somewhere, I've seen it somewhere on social media, but it doesn't truly align with me, how do I maybe want to tweak that in a way that it fully represents me?
Mm-hmm.
So I want this house in LA. Which house am I looking for? Go and find it and imagine yourself being there, living in it. Does it resonate with you? Perhaps would you like it a little bit, more bohemian as a look? Make it very specific. So your vision needs to really be, how do you want to be living in that vision? Because
the more specific you make it, the stronger the vision becomes.
Yeah. With having a vision, it's really important to be clear.
If I may say something here about when we met and how I manifested you in my life. And that's when I started really believing in the presence of the universe or God in my life, was when I really felt lost. And although I was unable really, before I became a relationship coach, of what I really needed in my life, I was asking this very simple thing, although I didn't know what I truly wanted, because at that point I didn't really understand how I was feeling. I wanted a woman that I didn't have the excuse to cheat on. Behind that though, now what I understand is that I wanted a woman that would make me feel seen, that would love me, that would be honest, that would be loyal, that would be truthful, that would respect me, that would embrace every aspect of me, even the things that I was unable to love about myself. And although I was phrasing this intention on my prayer in this way because I felt lonely and I felt like I was this soulless creature, this piece of meat, I wanted really a partner next to me that would reinstate my belief in the opposite gender and in extent reinstate my belief in the goodness of the world, of society, my belief in love. And that's when I found you.
Yeah. So you see right there,
starts small.
You had an intention there to find someone that you could be faithful to.
Yes.
Okay. But when you broke it down, how you described it was very, very, very specific. You wanted to be respected. You wanted to be seen. You wanted to be heard. You wanted to feel loved. And all of that gave you a very clear vision. So although you were saying you were praying for a woman that would make you be faithful, you were subconsciously feeling all the emotions of all of those other aspects. So your vision was in fact very clear. You knew what you wanted. And
I coded that.
You coded that.
I might have never understood the spelling.
Yeah.
The word was spelling or coding this reality, which is potentially the next topic in which you're getting into.
To say that. So first of all, having a very clear vision.
Very clear vision.
And with that vision, you need to be able to see yourself in it. You need to be able to really make it personalized.
And feel it within your body.
Yes. Secondly, with manifesting, coding. We live in a world that so many people around us keep reinstating what they are living
Yeah.
and how they see the world and what they believe about the world. And there comes a lot of negativity with that.
Men are trash.
Money is evil.
The only way you can make money is by being a crook.
Or your dreams are too big. Like, stay within your comfort zone here. That's safe. Like, why would you want to build an empire?
This is usually your parents that are in their effort to keep you safe.
It's
They're
not,
also sabotaging
parents,
you.
Friends that tell you, you're
Friends
happy,
might
more
not
than
have
enough.
even an opinion. I mean,
When you are taking in all these frequencies, even social media falls into this, and media itself, when you are taking in all of these sound frequencies, is how I would like to call them. So you are listening to bullshit that's coming in, and then you are
validating
the
same frequency.
The same frequency. You are in fact coding your reality. And this is where spelling, which is what you were going to say earlier, you are spelling, you are coding your reality. You're putting a spell on everything around you. Social media, your parents, friends, you are bringing in all of the shit that you don't want, and then you are also wording it, and you are wondering why you are caught in this darkness or in this life that you don't want. So once you start realizing that coding, how you speak, and with that comes a lot of awareness, of course, how you are speaking to people, how you are speaking to yourself, how people are speaking to you, when you are aware of what's around you, of what you are putting out there and what your mind is telling you, you become more conscious of the frequencies, the sound frequencies, the words that you are putting out into the world. And when you put out words that serve you, the way that life unfolds, the synchronicities that occur, the vibration at which you are operating from completely changes the world around you.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like someone saying, you can't have that, but you are saying, you are subconsciously
yes,
saying,
I cannot have that. Yeah, you're saying that.
You are saying that, but by coding, and you're changing that. You are altering the way in which you are looking at that specific life issue.
So in a way, if we would like to deflect the negativity that exists, we need to become mindful, more aware of how other people are coding their reality.
And how other people are coding their reality for you, and how you're coding yourself.
It could be they're not, modern day men are not men, or everyone is, I don't know, driven by their own passions. You could say easily, I believe that the right man for me is out there, and I believe that this man exists in the billions of planet Earth. And it's not only one. There are many men that are compatible to my dreams and goals for having a healthy relationship and a healthy family. So you need to be mindful, and you need to be in constant battle of the inner critic instead of feeding the monster.
Yeah, the more you train it, the easier it becomes. I gotta say that. Like, you're battling at the beginning, but then it becomes automated. So it's like the more you practice, you are working the mind muscle. The more you work your muscles, the more, the muscle is the mind is a muscle as well. The more you are making it an automated process whereby your body, your mind works for you in alignment with your heart, and therefore the whole frequency around you, reality, shifts.
Boop, boop. Hey guys, thank you for watching. If you're enjoying this video, do not forget to hit the subscribe button. It would mean a lot to us. Exactly.
And that brings me to the example of us when we met in 2015, which is quite ironic we're talking about it, because apparently now we're in Venus retrograde, is a replicate time of that time period. And what manifested then can also be manifesting right now, or like that's what's coming into your reality. Excuse me, my nose.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So
that's great news.
So we had a very clear intention of bringing a job into our life. So we just got married. We wanted to have a family. We wanted to have a salary.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we wanted. We wanted a job that you would get paid an X amount of money. And we're talking about 5 figures. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was our intention. And you had just finished your PhD and you were in academia and research, and everyone around us, everyone kept saying, academia is not where you're going to make money. Academia doesn't have money.
You're in the wrong profession.
You're in the wrong profession. You need to be in a different profession. And I remember saying to you, where in the world can professors be paid a 5-figure salary, right? Where in the world can that happen? Is there one professor in the world that gets paid that salary? Somewhere in the trillions on this earth, is there the potential of getting paid that salary? And we figured out that there was somewhere in the world. We looked at the Middle East and we said, okay, there is. So we made that our belief. That was our belief, that we were going to find. We
actually didn't know at that point.
We didn't know?
We didn't know.
But we knew that there were professors somewhere.
Somewhere.
Maybe we didn't know where.
We didn't know where.
But there was this 1%, 0.001% chance that we believed that it has to exist somewhere in the world, because we know it is true within us that we can materialize that. And the way that came into fruition, that the way that manifested in life, was as simple as someone walking into my dad's office that was the president of a university in the Middle East. And we had put the intention out that we want to move countries, and that we want to have a family and a huge income coming towards us. That was the thing, that we would be in a job that would give us financial freedom. So this man walks into my dad's office randomly looking for properties, and he happens to be the president of the university. And my dad says, well, my son-in-law is looking for a job, and he basically gave you the job, like after a process of
negotiating the salary and so on. But before that, let's say to the people that are listening to us that I was not believing that this existed. And you keep saying to me,
yeah, I believed it.
You believed it. You held the vision. And this is a huge role of a woman, and what the role that a woman plays in a relationship. A woman is a portal, a spiritual portal. We'll go into that in another episode, but I was telling you, there's no chance, and how much, you were asking me, how much can you be getting? Well, I was telling you, max 5,000. And you were telling me, no, Steph, this is not enough. And although we did get other job offers, we didn't settle for less.
No, we had a specific goal. We had a specific vision, and bringing us on to the next point is that we were praying for it.
We were praying for it daily and asking for it. Because if we assume that there are two opposing forces on earth, there is evil and there is good. Some people might argue that evil and good is in one entity. Nevertheless, though, there's something higher than you that wants you to believe that this higher force exists. Ask that higher force for a miracle. You don't have to fully believe in it. Act as if you believe in it.
Yeah.
Ask for that miracle that you want.
Mm-hmm.
When that miracle is bestowed on you in your life, not only you're going to believe in it, but you will also make other people believe in this higher force. Because the fact that we have detached ourselves so much from this conscious collective, from this universal force that exists, it's one of the biggest mistakes that we have made as humanity. God does exist. Something higher than you exists.
Yeah.
You're part of that universe. You are stardust. Someone also made you, and someone wants the best for you. But unless you find what is best for you, once you find your true calling in life, you cannot clearly identify your dream and your intention for that universal force to come and give it to you.
And that's what praying does. When you pray, you are surrendering, you are trusting in the flow of life. You are asking for what you want, but you are able to also receive in that moment, in those moments of praying. You're putting the intention out there, but that sense of trust and surrendering is so much bigger than you. And in the process of us praying for what we wanted, we would find that things would just come to us because of that immense surrendering. And you're already in, you're in that frequency of saying to life, I trust what you're bringing to me. When you pray, you're not in that hustle mode. You're not trying to get anywhere. You are just being, right? And in that being is a beautiful frequency to be in.
Absolutely.
And when you're in that, that's when life also matches your frequency and says, I will give to you. I will give to you what you're asking for.
Now,
so first, having a vision.
Yes.
Second, coding. Third, praying.
Yeah.
And you touched upon something important. Act as if you already have that miracle. Yeah.
Or act as if you believe that there's something higher than you, and that higher being or force is going to give it to you.
Yeah.
And also act as if you already have it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a state of being.
Yeah. So with that brings us to our fourth point, which is playing.
Mm-hmm.
Being able to play with life, to play the role of life, to act as if you have everything that you already want, and not necessarily having the gold in the treasure box, but embodying the feeling of it. So when you've set an intention, you have the vision, you're coding your reality, you're praying for it. You're not going to sit there in fear and think, oh, fuck, but that's not working out. Oh, but that's telling me differently. Or, oh, but people around me are saying this to me. You are going to play the role as if you already have it. You are going to enjoy life, find ways to get out of the problem of where you're stuck, and choose to go to the beach and have fun with your children and be present. Yeah? Go to work and have interesting conversations with people.
Because when you're interested in life, life starts getting interested in you. When you curse life, life will curse you. And
you become so narrowed. You narrow your focus down on the problem that you forget the bigger picture of life. So when you're able to play with the full spectrum of life and the things that are already abundantly around you, you are in an energetic frequency. You are in the vibration of being able to receive, to have more come to you, because you are playing with life. And as children are playful,
you're honoring the miracle of life.
You're honoring the miracle of life, and life gives to you, the universe gives to you more of that It brings more miracles in your life. It brings more playfulness. It brings more magic.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So before we end this episode, let's say to our listeners that it is very important to understand, even in whatever form of pain in which they're going through right now, that this is also love. And if they're going through the pain, they're also transforming, they're growing. And they need to embrace that and even be grateful about it. Because without pain, there is no need for a new direction in your life.
Yeah.
And this is what you need to understand about life, is that you grow with life. You might have everything today, but at some point in your life, you might have to reinvent yourself as a new being.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah, sometimes you have to hit rock bottom in order to be able to, you hit that desperation point in order to be able to figure out where it is that you need to go and how you want to change your life and how you want to manifest more and have more abundance in your life, because you've realized that, shit, this is not where I want to be. And that is a great indication of where you want to be, because you know what you don't want. So you naturally have to rebuild, figure out what the vision is, how you want to show up, and build yourself to have that direction, that clarity, that manifestation, that frequency in your life. And the more we embody the things that we want to manifest, the feelings of those manifestations, then we're actually already there. It's not about that end goal. It's about the feeling of the end goal, the energy around it.
The feeling, tuning into your heart.
Tuning into your heart, tuning into the space of love and knowing that you are already enough. And there is magic everywhere that you choose to look at. Everywhere.
For those of you that have watched today's episode, do not forget to leave us your comment. And for those of you that are seeking of a way to uplift themselves and their life, do not forget to book your clarity calls on one-to-one sessions on how you can get rid of your old programming that is holding you back. Thank you for watching Health Pod, and do not forget to subscribe.
It's been a pleasure having this little chat with you and bringing to life what we have manifested.
Thank you for reminding me.
And what we are going to manifest. There's so much coming.
Yes.
Thank you so much for watching. See you soon. Ciao. Thank you so much for watching this episode. It's been an absolute pleasure filming it for you guys. If you like the work that we are putting out into the world, please make sure you like this video and you subscribe to our channel. It really helps the work that we do.
And if you would like to follow our journey on our IG accounts, as well as learn more about our services, we provide everything for you in the description below. Thanks for watching.